You replay it that night. One thing you said, a pause that felt too long, and you decide the other person thinks you're awkward. They don't. Here's what's really going on when you talk to people, and why you've had it backwards. You think you're bad at this. You're not. You're just listening to the worst voice in the room. The one inside your own head. That guy who can talk to anyone. He's not smarter than you. He's not funnier. He just stopped doing the one thing you're doing right now. One thing. Think about the last time it happened. You're in a group. Someone's telling a story, but you're not really listening. You're loading, hunting for something clever to say so you don't look dumb when it's your turn. So, you miss half of what they said, your line falls flat, and you go quiet for the rest of the night. That's not a flaw in you. That's your focus pointed the wrong way. You think the job is to be interesting, to say the thing that makes people go, whoa, good one. So you spend the whole time trying to perform. But the people everyone likes talking to aren't performing at all. They're just paying attention. And there's proof. In 2018, researchers had strangers talk, then asked each one how much they thought the other person liked them. Almost everyone guessed too low. They named it the liking gap. The person across from you likes you more than your brain will let you believe. Read that again. That awkward moment you're sure everyone saw, mostly invisible, you're the only one still replaying it. And here's the weird part. The people who look most confident in a room often feel exactly as awkward as you do. They just stopped showing it. That smooth guy at the party? His heart was pounding before he walked in. He didn't kill the nerves. He stopped waiting for them to leave before he spoke. Sit with that, because it changes everything. Some people spend years believing they're broken at this. Not because they actually are, because nobody ever told them what was really happening. Every conversation, they were busy watching themselves, checking their own face, grading their own words, and they called that being awkward. It was never awkwardness. It was a camera pointed the wrong way for years. So let's turn it around. Get interested instead of trying to be interesting. The second your focus moves off yourself and onto them, the pressure drops. Starting the talk is where you freeze hardest. You stand there trying to think of the perfect opening line. You don't need one. The best openers are almost boring. Something about the room, the line you're both stuck in. This wait is crazy. That's it. The line isn't there to impress. It's there to open the door. Here's where most people still mess up. They treat talking like tennis. Every line is a shot you have to hit back harder, win the point, sound sharp. But a good talk isn't tennis. It's catch. You're not trying to win. You're trying to keep the ball in the air. Your friend says, work was rough today. Tennis says, you think that's bad. Listen to mine. Catch says, rough how? What happened? One kills it, the other keeps it going, and the catch move costs you nothing. You don't need a genius line. You need a question that shows you were actually listening. Someone says they just got back from a wedding. Most people say nice and let it die. But every sentence has open doors in it. Walk through one. Wait, where was it? Are you close with them? You're not grilling them. You're giving them the thing almost everyone wants. The feeling that someone is actually paying attention. Do that, and people will call you a great talker on nights you barely said a word. Now, there's one small habit that makes people trust you almost instantly. I'll get to it in a second, because it only works once you've got this next part right. Now you're probably thinking, okay, but what about the silences? That dead pause that makes your skin crawl, where you'd say anything just to fill it. And yeah, that's fair. The silence feels like proof you're failing. It's not. The person who can sit calm in a pause looks more confident than the one rushing to fill it. Rushing says, I'm nervous about how this is going. Sitting still says, I'm fine, no rush. So next time, don't panic fill it. Let it sit for 3 seconds. Most times the other person talks first, and it just keeps rolling. And that habit I promised? Here it is. When someone tells you something, say a version of it back before you reply. So you basically got thrown into a job nobody trained you for. That's it. It proves you didn't just hear them, you understood them. People trust the person who makes them feel understood faster than the person who's funny. And that moment when someone asks you something and your mind goes blank, that's not you being boring. Your mind blanks because you're hunting for the perfect answer instead of the true one. So give the true one. Honestly, I don't know. What made you ask? Keeps the ball in the air just fine. Perfect was never the job. Here's the part people skip. You can know all of this and change nothing. Knowing it and doing it are not the same. Watch it play out. Old you corners someone at a party and dumps 3 stories trying to seem fun and watches their eyes drift to the door. New you asks how they know the host, says one line back to show you got it, then listens, and you're the one they remember as easy to talk to. Same you. Opposite result. The only thing that changed was where your focus went. So don't fix everything at once. Pick one thing. Your next talk. Just one follow-up question. Forget funny. Forget smooth. Ask one real question about something they said and listen to the answer. Do that for a week, because the version of you that's good with people isn't some smoother stranger. It's just you, with the focus finally turned around, off your own head, onto the person in front of you. And the nerves? They might never fully leave. That's fine. The confident people never killed theirs either. They just stopped letting the nerves go first. That version of you isn't far off. He's one question away. If something here hit home, subscribe and stick around. This is what we get into every week. And drop a comment. Where do you freeze up the most? I read them.